Welcome back to Design with Miyoshi. Today we're going to do the drawings of our last two models of our simple models. But first, I want to thank Northwest Technical Products for sponsoring this video. If you are part of an educational institution in Washington, Alaska, Oregon, Idaho, or Montana, contact Northwest Technical Products for all your SolidWorks and other technical needs. Thanks, Andrew, and all the crew at Northwest Technical Products. We're going to go ahead and start with a new drawing here. We'll do a drawing, and we're going to make our drawing from, okay, hit the okay. Then we're going to make our drawing, again, we want our NC landscape. And we're going to go ahead and use a different model. We're going to browse. This is not the one I want. 546E is the one I want. Hit open. And again, I don't want to just use a single view. I'll do all three views plus the perspective view. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and come down here and remember to make this guy a hidden line. Okay. And use a sheet scale and hit OK. All right. Now, this one's a little bit different when we do the drawing. Everything looks beautiful pretty much right off the bat, except for you wonder what these extra lines are here. Matter of fact, and one other thing about this one, you actually could get rid of this view. I didn't need to bring it in. I'm actually get rid of the right view because I don't need it. And I'll just have these two views here. Now, notice there's these funny little extra lines here. What do they represent? Well, what they represent is those tangent edges. And so a tangent edge isn't really an edge, right? So, but that's what they represent. So what we have to do is we have to get rid of them. So I'm going to right click on this view and I'll come down to tangent edge and I want to remove the tangent edges. So I'll click on that and I'll right click on the top view also, tangent edge is removed. Now I could do that on the perspective view, but if you do that on the perspective view, it looks a little funny. At least on some models. On this model, it doesn't look too bad, but on some models, it looks rather weird. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it off on these guys. You might even change this on the perspective view to not be hidden lines. You might do something like that. It looks a little better maybe, or maybe even something like this where it's shaded. But you can kind of decide on your own on that guy. I'll just leave my hidden lines, or you can even get rid of it. Either any of those things is fine. So we're gonna go ahead and annotate model items, entire model, and import into all the views. I'll hit OK. And there's not tons of dimensions, and I dimensioned it pretty well. There are a few things though that need to be clarified. These guys look pretty good, but since there are two of them, I'm gonna go ahead and move it just a touch. And I'm gonna come over here and go in front of the R and put a 2 capital X space. Oops, that didn't become an X. Because it's the same dimension as that one over there. I'll move that a little bit. And this guy here, same thing. I'll just do click in front of the dimension there, 2 capital X space, and move that, make it look a little nicer. And that says, hey, we've got all three of those guys. The other thing you might want to do is change this. I don't know why I moved that one. I don't want it moved. Sometimes it moves things to where you don't want them. Why aren't you going where I want you? There we go. All right, this guy here, you might want to change it just a touch to be, you might want to change it a little bit. And then in this case, what you want to change is how many decimals it's got. So you can change the whole document, or in this case, I only have this one, 2.375 or 2 3/8. I could change that dimension that way. And I might move that guy a little bit too. Okay? Then it looks beautiful. Now the only thing wrong is this dimension here. This thickness, you don't want to dimension inside the figure if you can help it. So I'm going to pull this guy out here, outside the figure. But notice that the endpoints, there's no gap there. So what I have to do is grab the endpoint, and here's 2 endpoints right here. I'll grab the endpoint and bring it out here. Notice how it doesn't really look like the endpoint moved out there, but it did. So just be patient, let the computer do its thing. Unfortunately, you can't make it exact on these guys, at least not as far as I know. You probably can, but I haven't explored enough to do that. And then again, we're done. Now, again, you can change these guys, but if there's no line on the arrow, you don't want to put them on the inside. Inside is pretty normal though, okay? Then that's all there is to it. That's my drawing. I'll come in here, I'll hit OK there on the dimension, right click on sheet format, edit sheet format, double click on name, double click on the date, double click, double click on my design company name, and double click on the title. This happens to be a spacer. And then I'll click on note, right click on sheet format, edit sheet, zoom out so it looks beautiful again, and then save it. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but we can go ahead and save it because that's fine, even though there's nothing we did to the model. Hit OK on the drawing name because it's named properly the other way in the drawing and the model, and then we're done. I can close this guy up. And notice there's a close button right here. There's also this close which closes all of SolidWorks, but I'll close this. Oh, and here's the other model I'm going to make. So I want to make this guy, or the other drawing I want to make. So I want to make this one. I open up the model first because I want to make the drawing from the model. I'll click on Make Drawing from Part. NCA, Landscape, hit OK. This one I might want to change the scale again, but again, I don't like to pull these over from there. I'd much rather do, come on, model items. Oops, wrong thing. Oh, where'd it go? I always forget how to do some stuff. Oops, click on that first. All right. Model view, over in drawing, model view. And then this is the one I want, so I'll click on next. And again, multiple views, top, front, right, and the trimetric, isometric, whatever it happens to be. I think it's isometric if this is there. I'll grab this guy, which is the hidden lines, and use the sheet scale again. Okay, we can see kind of the preview a little bit. Hit OK. There it is. All right. This one also has the tangent edges, so I'll right click and do that very first because I don't like those tangent edges. They are really annoying in my opinion. I think they should have it the other way. They should have it default off in the 2D views, but okay, that's okay. I'll move this around a little bit. We just work with the software we're given, right? All right, and then I'm going to go to annotation, model items, and entire model again, import into all the views, hit OK, and there we have it. Yeah, not quite, but it's pretty close. Move this one up. That's pretty nice. Actually, it would be better probably down here, but that's okay. This guy here, I don't want that one there. I'd much rather have it as the dimension here. I actually don't know why I didn't have the dimension there, because it should be. But a student told me one time if I hold the shift key and move it to the view I want to be in, I should be able to do that, and it does. However, it's not the type of dimensioning I want. I want to go ahead and go to leaders and make it this type of diameter dimensioning. I'll move this guy over here so it's a little nicer, move this here, and that there. And again, what do I have to do with these guys? Well, I have to come over here to the value, come over and put a 2x here, 2x space, and I'll click on this guy and put a 2x space in front of it as well for the R, 2x. And then everything else looks pretty good. Right, oops, I have one here. Move that over. I'll zoom in a little bit here. Oh, the endpoints are in a good spot. Move that guy over there. Okay, and it looks pretty good. Dimensioning, as you can hear me say a little bit, is a little bit subjective in terms of whether it looks good or not, but these look pretty good. And I'll hit OK. And who knows, I keep doing this every time. Right click, edit, oops, right click on sheet format. Or go edit sheet format. I'll double click on my name, double click on the date, and double click on my design team name, double click on the title. And this one is a bracket. Oops, double click instead of just single click. Have it. I can hit check on the note. I can right click on sheet format and go back to edit sheet, zoom out a little bit, and there we have it. So I'll save it up, save my part, save my drawing, the same name, and there we have it. 2 more drawings, very quickly done. And it's the same process. You have to do a few more things when you've got tangent edges, but you got the same process, and that's it. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Design with Miyoshi.